Hello students, hope all of you are fine. Today here I am again with another video on animal tissue. Dear children, we have discussed so far about the plant tissues. Today we are going to discuss about the animal tissue. We know very well what tissue is. So tissues, all organisms are made up of tissues, and tissues are group of similar cells. Okay, when they organize, they form a particular tissue and they perform particular function. Okay, now since tissues are present in all the animal bodies, and these are called the animal tissues. Okay, now we'll discuss about the types of animal tissues. Based on the function performed by various tissues, they are of 4 types. So you have seen there are 4 types of tissues present in animals. One is epithelial tissue, nervous tissue, and muscular tissue and connective tissue. Now let's discuss about epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue, it forms the outermost and innermost layer of the body surface. Okay, it is protective in nature. It keeps different body systems separate by forming barriers. The cells of the tissue are tightly packed and forms continuous layer. Okay, then cells of the tissues forms the small cementing material present, okay, and that reduce the intercellular space. Epithelial tissue regulate the exchange of materials. So exchange of material can be between the body and the environment. Extracellular fibrous basement membrane separate the epithelial tissue from underlying tissue. Now you can see types. First one is simple squamous epithelial tissue, then cuboidal epithelial tissue, columnar epithelial tissue, and stratified squamous epithelial tissue. So these are the 4 types of epithelial tissue. Now let's discuss simple squamous epithelial tissue. Simple squamous epithelial tissue have thin and flat cells, as you can see, and it is located inside the surface of the cheek cells, blood vessels, and lungs alveoli. Now, simple squamous epithelial tissue, it helps in the movement of the material, okay, exchange of gases, as I told you. That is, thin membrane is present, okay, single layered cell tissue layer is present in between the blood vessel and alveoli, so the exchange of gases can take place easily. Okay, epithelial tissue, it help in protection of the underlying tissues. Okay, it help in exchange of gases in case of blood vessels and alveoli. Okay, now next we'll move to the cuboidal epithelial tissue. Cuboidal epithelial tissue, they have cuboidal or cubical, okay, shape of cells, okay, and they have nucleus which is located in the center. Now, where do you find the cuboidal epithelial tissue? It is present in salivary gland, pancreatic duct, and nephrons. Kidney have the functional unit called nephron. Okay, so these are present in the nephron. Now next we'll do the stratified squamous epithelial tissue. Okay, so stratified squamous epithelial tissue, it is formed of the layer of squamous epithelial tissue. Okay, several layers are present and that forms the stratified squamous epithelial tissue. It is present in the skin, okay, inner lining of esophagus, etc. And it provides protection against heat and mechanical injuries. Here you can see the skin. Skin is made up of multi-layer of the squamous epithelial tissue, so it is called stratified squamous epithelial tissue, and it is responsible for protection against heat and mechanical injury. Okay. Now let's discuss about the columnar epithelial tissue. Now columnar epithelial tissue, they have pillar-like cells and nucleus is present towards the base in case of columnar epithelial tissue. You can find columnar epithelial tissue in the intestine, gallbladder and stomach. Okay, the function of the columnar epithelial tissue is secretion of juices in the body and absorption of food. Okay.